You know, if I would have known it was acceptable to wear a freaking metal shirt, I would have.
Or whatever you want. It's your podcast.
Okay, I'm James.
Nathan.
We're the Multi Geeks.
We review beer and talk geek shit.
We try to.
Try to.
Apparently.
Yeah. Gotta finish the other stuff first, though.
Okay, we've done this. We're gonna go right into the beer, I think.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we've done a couple of these already.
Excuse me. Yep.
This brewery before.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite local brews, and here comes our guest star here, the kitty cat. Okay,
Yep.
let's go. Let's
All
go.
right. Yep.
Let's go. So tonight we're doing one of Sookram's Brewing's flagship beers. It's called Cosmos Dry Hop Sour. It's a 4.7 ABV. It's just a dry hop sour with notes of citrus, fuzzy peach, and lemon.
Yeah. I really like this beer, especially in the summer.
It's a good beer, except you see, every year they top it with a different variant, whether it be a different fruit or different hops.
Yeah.
And I've gotten accustomed to a couple of the other ones. Not to say that this one isn't good. It's a great, like,
You just always drink the variants.
the variants, yeah. And well, we should have reviewed this when we were watching Loki variants. But this is a cloudy one because it is a sour. Nathan is doing one of his trademark pours. So yeah, they launched this one with their initial start a few years back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Yep.
Do it. I haven't had one in such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Oh,
man,
yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
I get let's have another one.
Yeah, that is tart.
Like, I love sour beer.
Yeah.
My first sour beer was I got in like a Christmas pack from my girlfriend, and it was this beer out of Ontario. It was a Berliner Weiss.
Oh, Berliner Weiss.
It wasn't flavored nothing.
Yeah.
But the sheer tartness of it, and I fell in love. And then sure as shit, we found a variant of that one in town, and it was a raspberry Berliner Weiss.
Oh.
Like, you could not ask for a
Oh,
better
excuse me.
Berliner Weiss than raspberry flavored.
Well, yeah, that's traditionally how it's served too, right? Is it with like a raspberry syrup on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, yeah, you definitely get like, it's good.
Yeah, it's a good beer. Yeah.
I've grown fond of sours with like stone fruit or
Stone fruit.
like
is
I'll try
generally-
any sour I find if I don't know any better already. But there's a reason why this is in Sookram's flagship lineup, and like it's just like,
Yeah, it's a very good beer. It's like it is tart, but it's not too tart, right?
if you love sour candy, this is for you.
Yeah,
It is fine and dandy.
It is, yeah. Very nice. Yeah, no, those we got to what's I gonna say? Yeah, the so like the tartness or the level of tartness is very like it's prominent, but it's not too much by any means. It's balanced, right? But the man that like for me, it's the combination of the sour and like the dry hops. That's what makes it for me. You know, because like you don't normally get these flavors in a beer with like a sour element to it, and it just kind of like it's just a whole different dimension of flavor for these things.
Absolutely. Balance is such a important note when it comes to a sour beer. There's your coast. I was just gonna say before it could happen, but no. I've tried so many sours. Me and my girl love sours. Like we killed it for a while. Like we weren't touching any sours. But there's a lot of good breweries out there. Anytime Sookram's comes out with a new variation of this sour, I grab it. I believe currently they have a seasonal 4-pack available. I think it's only available at the brewery though.
Oh damn!
But I mean that's not hard to get to.
Well, yeah, it's right.
Central, Crease and Corner, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's great. Yeah,
Like this it's easy drinking. It's not overly tart, but it is.
But it is tart.
It is
It's
there,
tart,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you know what? Like, back to what we usually drink for sours and stuff like that. Like, I agree with you on like, generally speaking, if I am drinking a sour, it's either something like like this, where it's like just like a standard beer or a dry hopped kind of thing, right? Or if it's fruited, like I love stone fruit sour beers.
It has to be like plums, apricot, not peach.
Yeah, well,
Peach doesn't hold up.
that's the thing. Man, cat. And the thing is, like when a lot of the time when people like say peach, they use apricot because apricot is more is a stronger flavor, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But like, and then like, not just stone fruit, like raspberry is a sure thing.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the go-to.
Yeah.
So many breweries out there have a raspberry sour.
Oh yeah, and like again, like we were saying before with the Berliner Weiss specifically, like that is a beer that pairs so well with the raspberry that oh man, it's like a match made in heaven.
It is. It is. Like I always try raspberry sour. I don't care who is making it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I might, if I can get a hold of a variant, we will do that in the next episode. I think this is their, to me, this is their bread and butter because it's they nailed a lot of sours don't always turn out.
Well, no.
Or they kill it, like it says uber sour. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. Yeah. Remember our sour debacle? Let's talk about that for a quick second. I want to revisit that. So, okay. It was 2 summers ago, right?
probably 3 now.
Well, because
Maybe
COVID,
4, yeah.
right? Yeah, I think it was 3 summers ago. And so, like, we really wanted to make a sour that year, right? But the lactobacillus at our local homebrew shops were sold out for like months at a time. Like, we could not get any anywhere.
No.
But it turns out, Superstore or like whatever, grocery store, pharmacy, whatever, has those little
okay.
yeah, oh yeah, has those little
How-
like gut health kind of like probiotic tablets, right? And the primary component of it is lactobacillus. And I did some pretty extensive reading, and and determined that this was like an appropriate ghetto alternative. And so yeah, we decided to make, what is it, like a 7-ounce or 7-gallon batch of just like we just had like a standard Berliner Weiss recipe, right? But so like what we did was like we fermented it whole, and then we split it into 3 parts. We did one just a plain Berliner Weiss, and one rhubarb, and one watermelon. And man,
Never used watermelon for anything beer related.
yeah.
I mean, really.
But okay, without the defining aspect of it, that watermelon beer was really good. And the defining aspect of that was that it was like it smelled like stinky cheese feet. It was so bad. but behind that flavor, like you let it air out a little bit, and like man, like that fresh rhubarb and that fresh watermelon flavor came out so good, except for the stinky cheese feet.
So the moral of our story is, if you go to your homebrew store and you see lactobacillus, you freaking buy it.
Yeah,
Stock up, and make your sour beers. Make
Yeah.
your Berliners, make your sour ales, like whatever. Just do it.
Get what you pay for.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was like we tried drinking that for a while, and like again, like we got some good ones and some bad ones, but generally speaking, that stinky cheese feet was always there. But behind it there was something there. There were good beers behind that. I just wish.
Maybe
wish to know better.
maybe if we can actually get some feedback here, maybe we should do a video of us trying to make a sour with actually using lactobacillus. Would that not be fun?
It would be fun.
Let us know. Like, now's the time. I mean,
I guess,
we'll be drinking it at the end of summer, but
Yeah,
maybe,
but I mean, like brew it now while it's warm out, I guess, right?
yeah, and maybe like, we gotta find the lactobacillus, I suppose. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, we can actually find someone this year.
Yeah. But yeah. But I mean, as far as this beer goes, do it. If you want to, this would be a great intro to sour beers.
Absolutely would.
Not overpowering.
No,
at all.
definitely, yeah. And I mean, no stinky cheese feet, right? So that's always a plus. But no, this is like I don't want to muddle the quality of this beer with the story that I'm telling. This is a very clean sour beer, right? And it's delicious.
Yeah.
And it's bright and it's flavorful. Honestly, as a sour beer, 10 out of 10. And Kitty Cat, you were ruining our table.
At least come in the frame.
Yeah, right?
Come on. Come on.
And now he's not gonna.
You can do it, me.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Sure. Are we gonna reintroduce him?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Oh, come on, my beer. Come on. Go for it. It's your cat.
This is my boy Odin. He's a cute little boy, right? Yeah, you are. And he's very, very, very affectionate. Like, too much. You gotta cut that out, right? Yeah.
I leave here every time covered in cat. Like,
yeah, he's a good boy though.
yeah,
He catches mice.
good boy. Good boy.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't think I have too much else to say about this beer. Like, like, despite it being a sour and being all, like, crafty, like, it is a relatively, like, I say basic in the sense that there aren't very many components, not concerning the flavor, right?
Yes.
There's three main components. There's the malt, there's the dry hop aspect, and then there's the sour, and they all work together really well. And that's kind of it.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly balanced. Some would say crushable.
It's not like it's very refreshing to me, but it's
Yes.
but like not crushable to me.
Really?
Well, not
You know that?
not in the same sense that a Land Shark or a Corona would be, right?
I mean, any.
It's good. I would drink two of these on a hot day, but it'd take me a little while,
You down on a golf course.
for sure. No doubt about that.
Yeah. And that's kind of my main. Well, I mean, I guess you down any beer on a golf course, really.
Yeah, but this would be like, oh man, so refreshing. Like, especially it's like when you're doing any kind of physical activity, it'd be a really good beer.
If you're outside,
Yeah.
on a hot day, drink
Yeah.
this beer.
Yeah, for sure.
Much love to Sookram's Brewing Co.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
Yep.
Keep going. Okay, I think. Do you want? I want to.
Get into it?
Let's get into
Okay,
it.
let's all right. Let's take a little break and then
Okay.
yeah, get into it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're back.
And we're back. Okay, so do you want to go into this right away, or can I segue this bitch or what?
If you go to segue.
I don't really. It's nothing clever.
Yeah.
But here we are. We're maybe a week or two late, but we're both done Moon Knight. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
And we figured we might as well just close this chapter of our episodes with Moon Knight here.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Holy crap.
I went off the rails pretty quick, eh?
Dude. Like it was like he was trapped for like 2 episodes mentally.
Yes.
Like holy crap.
Yeah. And having to come to terms with all that stuff with like, okay, so like, I know like we didn't really like talk about it too much beforehand because we wanted to save it for this, right? But like the main aspect, because we're talking essentially like the back half, right? Like 3, 4, 5, or like sorry, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything from episode 3 essentially.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So like he ends up in the mental hospital,
Yeah.
right? And like the whole, for me, the craziest thing about that was like, like him coming, like, having to like, reconcile the two sides of his personality, right? And what's the British guy's name again? Man, Stephen Grant.
Stephen Grant.
And like the slow realization that Stephen Grant had, where he's essentially like, oh, like I'm made up, and that was like,
dude,
that was such a mind fuck,
That origin story and how they did it like in less than 1 episode. Yeah. I'm like,
oh, the whole mom thing was so heartbreaking, like
the poor kid.
Yeah, and like
no wonder he's messed up, man.
Yeah, and like the whole thing about like with his brother and stuff like that, right? Like I mean, like Steven said, like it's not your fault. Like you were a kid,
Right, and that's like who like that's like your like the right part of you saying like no, like you're okay, but because of your trauma, that's your focus, right?
Absolutely.
And like this is such a deep series, right, for MCU.
Yeah.
Mentally, like it's not like, and especially in my like, because there's always the build up to the action, right?
Yeah.
So it's not action forward really.
Yeah. Like there is absolutely action, obviously, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and
It's good.
it's very good.
Yeah.
But
Oh, excuse me.
holy smokes, I'm glad you brought up the origin, because it's like, dude, like it make like wow.
Yeah. And then like having that be like kind of like an entrance point to the finding out that you're on the fucking on the boat on the way to the afterlife. You know, that is like just so crazy.
I love the Egyptian what would you call it, mythology?
Mythology, yeah, I think they'll call it that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just as we drink a beer called Cosmos. Perfect pick.
Right?
It was fascinating.
Yeah, it was.
At first I was like, who is this hippo?
Well, yeah, when he first showed up, when she first showed up at the end of the fourth episode, it was like, what the, you know, like
Yeah.
who is that? Then it all gets explained and stuff, right? And it's like, oh, cool. And she's like, it's funny because she's like totally like,
She's very free spirited.
yeah, that's the word I'm looking
For a goddess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Like,
Oh my goodness, Kitty.
oh my goodness. But that actually, I think that's probably a breath of fresh air, considering.
The attitude of the rest of the gods are in.
Yeah, I mean, there's that one god, I forget it, but she was kind of like telling him how it goes, right? When he first got into the temple there, he's like, okay, so this is how it kind of goes. Like,
Pretty
it's okay to be nervous, just relax, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the other god that ended up like being like completely annihilated there, and he's like, and he's telling her the new avatar of the hippo there. His girl there.
Oh, wasn't that Horus? The avatar of Horus? I'm pretty sure.
I'll have to do some research on that. I didn't pick up on it because
Okay.
you watch something, you don't get it all, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You have to watch.
Yeah.
What do you think about rewatchability here?
Oh, rewatchability is pretty high, I think. Yeah, there's some like details there that would get picked up on the first watch that wouldn't necessarily get picked up would get picked up on the second watch that wouldn't necessarily get picked up on the first watch. You know, yeah, rewatchability is definitely there. I'd say that possibly even more so than a lot of the other series from the MCU, right?
I would completely agree. As far like the new Disney Marvel TV, I would say this is highly rewatchable.
Yeah.
Well, along with like Hawkeye and maybe.
Yeah, Hawkeye is insane. Is going to be insanely rewatchable. I feel like it's going to be the Christmas classic. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. The other ones I wouldn't watch again, I don't think.
Let's see here.
Wanda and Falcon.
Yeah,
and
like,
Loki. I don't think I'd rewatch.
I would rewatch Loki. I know, yeah. Not a fan of Loki, I know. But no, the show. Yes. WandaVision. Okay, you know what? I'm torn because I might rewatch
on a cold winter Sunday.
Yeah, or something, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you know what? No, I was gonna say, wow, I was gonna say that I might not rewatch Falcon and the Winter Soldier just because, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I totally would. I love that show. And well, like, it's
the dancing.
Oh yeah, right. Oh my. Oh yeah. Oh man, that was, dude. Like,
did you ever actually just put on the 30-minute or the hour-minute loop?
I did. Yeah. Love me some Baron dance, man. Yeah, it was great. What was I saying? But yeah, no. Moon Knight and all of them, I guess, in my opinion, are pretty rewatchable. But Moon Knight especially, just because for me, like, it's one of those characters that we hadn't really had much time with. You know, it's a new introduction, right? So I mean,
you want more?
Yeah, I definitely want more. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a season 2.
Yeah, but that hasn't been confirmed yet.
I know.
Okay.
The only one that's been confirmed, I think, is Loki.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I know it's not like a malicious thing. I'm just.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so they're almost baiting you, right? Because you're waiting. I just fast forward. I don't know if you did. I just fast forward to the like as the credits started
Oh yeah,
for Moon Knight,
yeah.
and
Ooh.
I was waiting like I wonder what they're going to do, and I was kind of thinking like I wasn't surprised because of the reading the original run of Moon Knight, and I was just like, aha,
Wondering when he's gonna show up, right?
here comes the taxi driver.
Yeah.
And I don't like they're doing. Oh man, it was just like okay. And so what happened to Like, what do you think they like? Do you think they got him? Like he's a god. Like what happened to him in the limo there?
To
Like,
Khonshu?
yeah, like when they in the with Jake.
Oh no, they killed that guy. He's dead.
Jake Lockley.
Jake Lockley, that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Ethan Hunt's character's name again?
Ethan Hawke. Harrow. Dr. Harrow.
Dr. Harrow. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, not doctor, but I mean like
Yeah.
Harrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So like, no, he did.
Mhm.
Jake killed that guy. But it's funny because like I was kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop because like in the comics there are three personalities, right? Mark Spector, the mercenary, Stephen Grant, the Egyptology expert, and then Jake Lockley, the freaking millionaire.
So they kind of took some liberties there in that.
Yeah.
But no, I was just like, oh, cool, fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's like okay. So now that he's gone, what are they gonna? If like, I guess they kind of closed the door, but not really. It's interpretation. It's like it's up for interpretation.
they didn't close the door. No, I think they opened the door because I feel like Harrow kind of like lived through his arc. You know, like he tried his thing, failed, paid the consequences, and that's kind of just how it goes. I'm sure there's gonna be another threat of some sort in the future, you know. But the fact that they finished with Jake there is kind of like a, you know, it might just be a nod, you know, but it's also like a complete other avenue, right? Because there's an entire other personality to explore, right? Yeah,
Well, Steve, like, cause Steven's gone.
he's not gone. They're just kind of like,
He's stuck in the sand. He fell off the boat.
well, yeah, but then Mark went and grabbed him, right?
Uh,
So they're like
didn't he turn to stone or something?
Well, yeah, then Mark grabbed him.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm just turning off my stuff here. But
I mean, I don't know. I of course I want to see more Moon Knight. Smurfily.
yeah. I know. I feel like they set something up there, is what I think. You know, and it's the MCU, so I mean, like obviously, if something is profitable and popular, like, and does like good fan service, you know.
Wouldn't it be great in the next 5 or more years to get a West Coast Avengers?
Yes, and some more Hawkeye in that same thing, right?
Oh, dude,
Yeah, and I guess Moon Knight too, right? But I mean, like,
West Coast Avengers.
exactly, yeah. I just the memes are the best. Because when it comes to Moon Knight, right? Like Moon Knight is a crazy person that has no issue with killing people, right? And he works with Punisher occasionally, right? And like, so I don't know. I think it'd be funny to see both of them on stage, or not on stage, like on the screen together, because it's like, you know, like Mark, like Moon Knight can be like, you know, I was an Avenger once, just so you know. You know, and Punisher's like fuck you, buddy. Everybody's been an Avenger. Like I got drunk, passed out, and woke up, and I got an Avengers badge. All right, you're not special.
Dude. I think that's what I'm probably gonna get. I like we were talking before we started filming, and I'm like, I might start watching the old Netflix shows.
They're like, I haven't watched all of them, or you know,
But you must have watched Punisher.
I watched season 1 of Punisher.
Okay, because you're a big Punisher guy.
Yes, love me some Punisher, and especially his name escapes me right now, but the guy in that show,
The Walking Dead guy.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
Shane from Walking Dead, yeah,
Yeah.
he's a very talented guy, first of all, right? But as Punisher, like,
It seems like a right fit. He
It's-
seems like an asshole.
kind of does, doesn't he?
Well, he plays an asshole.
Yes, he plays an asshole well.
I'm sure he's not an asshole in real life.
He's a lot more soft-spoken from what I've seen in interviews and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, I haven't watched.
Yeah, but no, Punisher, in my opinion, like it's kind of a similar issue with like Wolverine casting, right? Hugh Jackman, where it's like he should be a little more jacked, should be shorter and stuff like that. It's kind of the same thing where it's like, like he should have been just a little bit more jacked, But other than that, I think it's a fantastic casting.
Does that really matter though?
No, it doesn't. Honestly,
it's not going to be a live action cartoon, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, and no, he plays the part really well. Fantastic casting, as usual with Marvel, right? Marvel has excellent casting.
Yeah, no, yeah, and there's a reason why they casted Tom Hiddleston as Loki and not because he auditioned for Thor.
Yes,
right?
And it was like not a good fit for Thor. Obviously, you can tell from the tapes, but just like as Loki, honestly, career defining role, man.
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is. So, Moon Knight. I want more.
Yes. Okay. How about we give her like maybe like a top 3 kind of moments of the back half, and maybe like a summary. What do you think?
Okay. Can you go?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
You're putting me on the spot.
I know.
We didn't
I know.
talk about this.
We did talk about. You're right. I'm just like I want to give like a summary of our our thoughts. Essentially, it doesn't need to be.
All right, shut up and do it.
What's that?
Shut up and do it. Already.
I know. Okay. So top 3, right? So number 1 is like the whole mental institution trying to get into reconcile their trauma together. Yeah. I think that was really cool. That was really well done. And the whole Stephen Grant slowly figuring out that he's just a made up character to escape is such a mind fuck. Yeah. Number 2 is
that was only one.
Okay, you know what? Let's like make 1 the mental institution, number 2 Stephen Grant, and number 3 the final fight with like Layla becoming the avatar for the hippo god that got us there, and getting like crazy armor, man. That was so cool. Like I watched training videos of her, like initially.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
And dude, yeah, and she like nails it.
Oh, she's badass.
She's a badass for sure. Yeah, and like that whole final fight with like Moon Knight and her with her crazy armor and stuff like that. Like that was super cool. And like Khonshu and what's the name of the goddess that they were trying to see so many details. They need to second watch.
Yeah, definitely, because there's just so much coming at you. You can't remember everything.
Exactly. Yeah, but like the 2 big gods fighting in the background on the fucking pyramids of Giza, right?
And it was okay. So if I can take off now.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I'm gonna start with that as my number 3 is the final battle there. I loved how it was parallel to the avatars and the gods.
Yeah.
'Cause, like Khonshu freaking took a beating. Oh my god! Like he took a beating.
He almost lost.
Yeah. Thank goodness for Mark. But and like. I thought that was so cool as a whole throughout the series, the way the final battle was kind of like parallel between the avatars and the actual gods. Totally. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
If I was to, like not to be like not to not elaborate more, but like my number 2 would be like the whole way they presented the gods. Like
how so?
Like the way they put so much character into Khonshu, like it's just like the way he interacted with Mark and the other gods even. And then when they talked when he was on trial and he was just like losing his shit and everything.
Yeah, he almost punched Harrow, right?
Like, I just loved it. And I was like, I love this freaking moon god. Like, this is awesome. Like, this is great. He's like, no, like, I am vengeance, like, oh, I shouldn't have said, they're blurring the lines there.
Who are you? Vengeance.
Of the Egyptian moon knight. I don't know. I just really appreciated the whole mythology of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool. I liked how they presented him with like the skull and the bird skull or the crow, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me. And I just thought that was so cool. And my number one would be the origin story.
That was
Like that
honestly,
that hit you square in the feels.
yeah.
And you're like, and it was so eye-opening. And you completely understood everything about Mark and Steven and the way he was so like the way he interacted with his wife and everything, like it just made perfect sense and unbelievable. Like it kind of made it real. It made this whole fictional god avatar thing and it brought it home, and you're like, holy crap, this could like wow.
Yeah.
You know, like holy crap.
Yeah.
And I give it up to Marvel for that because like we talked about before, I always thought Marvel was a little too cartoony.
Yeah.
As opposed to DC being like
Dark
a little
and gritty,
more
right?
realistic and dark.
Yeah.
So that would be my favorite part of Moon Knight is the way they did the origin of Stephen Grant and Mark. I thought that was very compelling.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
As much as the Insane Asylum was like, holy crap, what's going on? That would be my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. And like the whole, because like Mark ended up in the Field of Reeds, like he was home free. He could have just lived in. He could have just lived in like, what's the word? Like no worries, no nothing for the rest of his afterlife. But then his buddy was basically turned into sand in the out there, and he couldn't deal with it. Right, so
Couldn't do it.
yeah, couldn't do it.
But I'll definitely rewatch it, and I highly suggest it to any outside viewing DC fan.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
If you're like, do it.
Yeah.
I would, on a more thought scale, I would put it ahead of Hawkeye. I would say.
Really, because you really liked Hawkeye. I really like Hawkeye.
I liked
too.
Hawkeye just for the pace
Yeah.
and the adventure and everything like that. And it came out around Christmas time. It was around Christmas time.
Yeah, and it didn't make you think anywhere near as much as this did. I mean, like it's
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
Hawkeye was like mostly good fun.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Hawkeye was all fun, where this one made you think.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Fucking
yeah.
All right, that's her.
I think it's her. Yeah.
Okay, Sookram's Cosmos. Try it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been buying this beer regularly for like a couple of years now.
Yep.
And highly recommend, especially around summertime. Like very thirst quenching, very refreshing, and a good intro for sour beers. So yeah.
I can't agree more.
Yeah.
Moon Knight, watch it if you haven't rewatched it.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm James.
Nathan.
We're the Multi Geeks.
Cheers.
Cheers. If you're loving that beer, you sure fucking nursed it.